There were a lot of parties, and we're supposed to be on quarantine. So that was an issue in itself because who are these people? Why are they here? You know, have they been tested? You're saying the world is ending, but yet you're inviting the world over. And it was all types of people. Every pronoun was there. And I was beyond like, I was shocked because I had actually gone to sleep.
OMG, y'all. Royce Reed just came out shooting through the gates, baby, with a story time of a lifetime, and everyone is shook about the things that she's revealing about her ex, Dwight Howard, and all the twisted ways that he messed with their son's head ever since he was a little boy. Everything Dwight thought that he buried is coming back to life, and Royce is here to remind y'all that he's been playing everyone, hiding behind his religion and PR machine while he makes the lives of everyone who tells him no a living nightmare. Amy Luciani better sit for this, because it looks like she's gonna be his new beard. That is, if she doesn't already know which team Dwight plays for. Amy shared very loved up pictures of herself and Dwight, including a video showing up the massive ring he put on her finger. And she said, quote, "I was enjoying you so much out of the public eye, but here we are. Thank you for bringing me back to the word. Anything I say or fuss about, first thing you say is, did you pray about it? Then I realized I hadn't been praying much lately at all. I'm just thankful, happy, and ready for everything that's coming our way. I prayed real deep on a Thursday, not knowing 2 days later, God would send me a Bible-toting tattooed giant with the same heart and smile as me." End quote. Amy and Dwight really did keep their relationship quiet until they announced their engagement. And in the midst of the congratulations pouring in, Dwight's ex, Royce Reed, came out full steam ahead and said, quote, "I said, leave me alone several times for years. I tried to mind my business as much as possible and I moved on. I let people call me everything besides my name. I let people run with fake narratives. I was told it'll blow over. It's not worth it. Just lay low. Nah, not anymore. Every time I start dating someone, he starts acting a fool. Swear. Fall for the fake ish if you want to. There's a pattern. This may be none of y'all's business, but since it's spoken on, I have a right to speak not just my truth, but the only truth. The evil son of Satan refuses to allow me to be happy. Every year he does some dumb ish and then acts oblivious and blames his attorneys, claiming not to know. Using kids, family deaths, and extortion tactics just to put a smile on the internet or cry victim is terrifying. Run my mama her money back and tell the truth. Now get your popcorn on that. No one needs to call me or calm me down. I'm sick of this ish show. I'm talking for real now. He can't take ish-outs from me, so what am I losing?" End quote. When she said she was going to finally talk, oh baby, she talked. Let me tell you, no one was prepared for the things she had to say about Superman.
I am now in a full-blown argument with my then boyfriend, who is breaking up with me because he is swearing that I'm at the movies with a dude. Obviously I am not, but he was very insecure and it was just an ongoing thing with us. So we broke up that day and I was devastated because I got dumped. Anyway, walk out the bathroom and Superman is sitting there on the bench and he goes, "No, I should never make you cry like that." Okay, thank you. And he's like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm young, but no man should ever make you feel like that." He had braces. So I'm like, again, thank you. And I go on about my business and I go back to the movie. So we're walking across the street and his cousin comes up to me, which is the one with the acne problem. And he goes, "Hey, my cousin trying to holler at you." And I was like, "Well, why is your cousin not over here?" So he calls him over. And yes, we exchanged numbers. And yes, it probably was because, not even probably, it was because I was trying to make my now ex jealous. It is what it is. I was 24, whatever. So his first text to me was, "Hey, this is real name, the tall guy." So if you've ever seen me put TG on something or like heard about that nickname, that's where that came from.
She started off talking about how they met, how he cheated on her, how she ended up going back to him and having a baby. Dwight and his whole clan are big on being known as Christians, and he started to blast her for trying to derail his career. She said that his team tried to pay her just to say that the child wasn't his, but she wasn't having it and continued to press through the foolishness. Dwight and Royce separated, and when he begged her again, she went back to him. And that was when he showed her why you really ain't supposed to spin the block. He had her doing some Diddy type-ish with both men and women, and she wasn't comfortable with it, but she did it because she wanted their relationship to work out for the sake of their son. And Dwight threatened everyone around him, and that's why no one really spoke out about him being on the DL. Whenever Royce would step out of line, Dwight would punish her. He would make her lose business opportunities and jobs while taunting her about going to get a job. If she wanted to leave, he and his team would threaten her, saying how much she was loved and that she better not leave him, and if she did, her whole life would be ruined. The day that Royce really got tired and tried to leave was when he forced himself on her, if you know what I mean.
We're to the house about a week or so later, and we're hanging out with our son, watching a movie in the family room. Remember, we're trying to work things out, and I go to the bathroom. When I come out the bathroom, he's in the bedroom. He wants to have sex. I say, no, my cycle is on. He says he wants head. And I say, no, our son is right there in the other room. He proceeds to get up. He shuts the door. He comes over to me and he pushes me down to the floor like he did before. And he proceeds to ram his waist into my face. If you can imagine what that feels like, think about someone punching you in your nose at 6'11", 200 pounds, and their pants are still on. Think about that happening over and over and over again to you. You're now in tears. Your son is in the next room. You've already basically been told that you're hated by your hometown, so call the police on Superman? Clark Kent? Baby Jesus of Orlando? No, you can't do that. Okay, so that situation happened, and that is what ultimately led me to leave the relationship.
According to Royce, Dwight is legit crazy, and hearing her talk, it's insane the things that he was allowed to get away with solely because he has the money to pay it away. But what's tragic about this whole mess is the stuff that Royce said happened to their son anytime he would go stay at his dad's place. Right now, that young boy still wants nothing to do with his dad. And we don't know, but that really says a lot about how traumatized he was.
He was having this conversation with our son, along with two of his friends, and they were talking about heterosexual relationships, homosexual relationships, threesomes, where their G-spot was. And this is a bunch of dudes, y'all, talking to a 12-year-old. So, and telling him that he's gay because he hasn't touched anything. When I tell you my child was not even allowed to listen to the radio until he was 10, I mean that. We were Disney Live. We were Kids Space Live. We had satellite radio. I made sure that I was raising him in an innocent way. So these are the conversations that are being had with him. Now let's fast forward a little bit, because I went in there and I went off on everybody. I did. I was like, he's fucking 12. What are you doing? He doesn't need to know that. Oh my God, you're raising him to be a pussy. Oh, what are you, like, he's supposed to be doing this by now. Why?
She suspected that Dwight's older brother and nanny were doing something to their son, but she wasn't allowed to speak on it or stop her son from visiting his dad until the nanny essayed another child and Dwight's older brother got sent to the John for touching his own daughter, only the daughter told.
Said a lot more, such as their older brother molesting them. Okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. And y'all might be like, oh my God, did she just say that? Yes, the fuck I said it. Because the same thing happened to my son for 5 years and nobody did shit. Okay? So when you're dealing with a family who has had sexual assault and molestation in their family, and they hid it, they went to church. Heal heal my son. Okay? And it was a half brother, so it wasn't the mother's son, it was the father's older son. But finding out about all this stuff, and I've heard it before, but I didn't hear it necessarily in depth when he was crying on my shoulder about things that had happened to him and his sister. I kept it. But then when it started happening more and more and more, and now you're trying to basically be quiet and you're trying to act like it didn't happen. There was an entire interview that was done about this brother and how much he loved him and everything. You go on Google or you go on Bing or whatever these little search engines are, you don't see them shits. You don't see them at all. All those stories have been wiped clean. So when people tell you that something is on the internet, or when something is on the internet, it's on there forever, that's a fucking lie. Money can get shit removed, okay? There is not one story about that brother anymore. But yes, that is a brother that molested his sister for years. And they still sent her to spend time with him during the summer. The only time that that brother went to jail was when he molested his own daughter. And she told. People are mandated reporters. Okay? That's why his ass finally went to jail. It wasn't because of what he had done to the brother, him, his sister, none of that. Because they believe God can handle it. All right? So for 5.5 fucking years, my child was molested. And I knew it. I threatened the nanny. Well, let me not say threatened because like I said before, I promised her if I found out that she was doing something to my child, we're going to have a problem.
Hey y'all, it's Royce. And due to a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats, etc., I realized that it's about that time for me to tell my story from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, someone keeps calling my bluff. And when you're an ant fighting an elephant, the only way to eat an elephant is bite by bite. Therefore, I want to let you know that I am a true Cancer zodiac. I told you to leave me alone. I told you not to fuck with me. Yet you still do. So, because of that, I am not Michelle Obama. When they take it low, I do not take it high. I take it to hell. And now, you're going to get what you asked for. I had a baby by Superman, and here's his kryptonite.
Dwight and his family always used religion to cover up the things that they did, and he was always so careful and strategic about being perceived as the good guy that he would do anything to make sure that any narrative to the contrary never picked up speed. There was a time when their son got into a heap of trouble for having inappropriate relations with another child. And guess what? All the smoke was for Royce and none of it was for Dwight. And you cannot deny that the behavior that their son was exhibiting was probably learned behavior from the freaky things he may have seen or overheard while he was in Dwight's home or care. After Royce said her piece, folks were questioning why she was speaking out now after all this time and just when Dwight and Amy had announced their engagement. But Royce clarified that she's been under a very tight NDA for a while that has stopped her from speaking his name, even from speaking her son's name on television. And if you watched Basketball Wives, you'd know that she never changed her story.
Things come out about you that are bad, and you're an elephant fighting an ant. It's easy to shut me up. It's easy to make the world go around and say, oh my God, she is just jealous because he's engaged now. Are y'all serious? Y'all really, there's no way that some of y'all really think that. But if you do, that means because you will eat, sleep, shit that person, which is not fine, but if that's your life, then so be it. But for me, I'm about truth, and I'm about being shut up for over 17 years. And I say over 17 years because my child is 17, but I was pregnant, right? And then we go back from that and we talk about when we were dating. regardless of age, we dated for 3.5 years. Okay? And even though I was 5 years older than him, that shit happens. I was also very young-minded myself. And I think people miss that because when they hear 24, they think about themselves when they were 24.
Royce has been straight as a bullet, and she's been dropping hints here and there, showing y'all that she is itching to tell her story, and there's nothing holding her back now. From what she said, Royce doesn't have anything left to lose. Anytime she gets with a man, Dwight scares him away and threatens him, even when he was in relationships of his own. And baby, I know people overuse the word diabolical, but this right here is some diabolical foolishness. Understand this lesson. Tying yourself to the wrong person, man or woman, can really ruin your life forever. And for those saying that Royce was doing this for clout, she is not the only one that said that Dwight was on the DL.
So I go to a party with him, and you looking around like, damn, like, a lot of guys kissing each other in here, man. You feel me? What y'all do is y'all business.
So you been to a party and seen this?
Oh, I've seen it firsthand, multiple times.
Damn.
I seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress, bro.
What?
I seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress with two other trans ladies in dresses. They all the same height at a Diddy party.
Oh.
Ask about Dwight Howard in Mexico.
What's up with Dwight Howard in Mexico?
You know, they don't got paparazzi out there like that. You feel me? They was down there hooping. He going to the club with these same trans ladies. Nobody saying nothing. That's why he not in the league right now. You heard about him catching the sexual assault on the little designer dude?
Yep.
Right. Him. Imagine you got two 7-foot-tall, swole guys in dresses, cornering you in a hotel in a bedroom. You finna be scared.
If you'll remember, there was also a time that a man accused Dwight of wanting to hook up with him, only to later mistreat him, and Dwight confirmed that he did reach out to the man to hook up with him, but denied ever putting hands on him. Then he went on to say that he's free to do whatever he wants, and whatever happens in his bedroom is his business.
Spend my time with. That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. And everybody don't need to know. You ain't got to say anything about what you doing in your fucking house. It's your house. You ain't got to explain that to nobody.
This time around, there was nowhere for Dwight to hide. He's definitely not going to address anything Royce has to say, and he ain't have to, because folks don't believe she's lying, and they are taking her side. Quote, Dwight needs help. He's not living his true being as a gay man. When a guy refuses to come out of the closet, most of them hate on women and mistreat them, end quote. Also, quote, watched Royce Reed's whole life. She's a victim, whether people believe it or not. Her baby father is the monster, period, end quote. And another, quote, I need God to cover Royce Reed because all of the tea she's spilling on Dwight Howard is going to put a target on her back. Like I'm scared for that woman, end quote. Royce Reed really put herself on the line to get this out, and it's sad to think that she's been dealing with this for close to 20 years. But do y'all think she's lying or telling the truth? Let's talk in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe before you click off. And I will see you in the next video.